checking out this video. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Now, before we get into the full results of Night of Champions, I must address something here because it's so irritating. Do you guys remember when Nick Khan made some comment about how we don't bench people? And then everybody got all up in arms and they're like, well, what about Hikuleo and blah, 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 and this and that. Listen, do we have to play this game where, I mean, do we have to? Can't we just live our lives and just, like, shut up about everything? Why does everything have to be a fight over everything? It's fine for me because it's my job. The rest of you, go outside. I am not a sports guy, Tom, okay? But I'm also not an idiot. I know a lot of you also are not idiots, but the thing that is irritating, and sometimes it's like, I don't know, I won't even get into that. But, like, sometimes I get mad when I do this, and also elsewhere, when people who aren't idiots act like idiots, okay? I'll just say it. Tom, you got kids, right? You know sometimes your kids are not idiots, but they decide they want to act like idiots. That's irritating, okay? Like, if my kids were actual idiots, I'm not going to get mad at them for doing something stupid because they're idiots, all right? But I know you're not an idiot, so, like, don't act like an idiot, right? So, you guys know what it means to be benched, okay? Stop pretending like you don't. Stop pretending like you don't know what it means so you can play this back and forth game of, oh, well, so and blah, blah. Listen. Hikuleo wasn't benched. He was signed, and then it was a matter of, well, when is he going to debut? Benched means you're on the main roster, they're doing something with you, and for whatever reason they decide, we're not doing anything with you anymore, you're benched, okay? There's a big difference between these two things. You're on a football team, and you get popped for PLE or whatever they call it. They're not PLE. Whatever, PEDs. You're on the juice. Okay, you got benched. All right? You're on the team, and you're drunk driving, and you hit somebody. You're benched. Okay? Wow. Or you're out there, and, you suck. You're not playing well. You get benched. This is being benched, okay? Being benched is not, we're going to hire you. But, like, why would we hire you and just throw you out? Like, how many times has somebody been in NXT and everybody's like, don't call them up unless you have a plan for them, right? Don't call them up unless you have a plan for them. Well, that's what they did with Hikuleo. They signed him, and they didn't bring him up until they had a spot for him. And now his spot is, he's with Solo Sikoa's group. He was never benched, okay? Being benched is a guy like Ridge Holland, okay? And now everyone's going to say that I said WWE is benching. I don't even know where Ridge Holland is, okay? What I do know is that he was all over the main roster, and then he vanished. And then he shows up in NXT, and he had a run for a while, and now he's vanished, okay? That's benched, all right? Being signed and just being paid every single week for a year before they find a spot for you on the main roster isn't being benched. I would bet Hikuleo's not upset about that year that he got paid a lot of money to get in shape and wait for his debut with main roster money on the main roster. That's not being benched, okay? Now, if you want to talk about benched, yes, it's mostly AEW people. Where is Jungle Boy? He's not hurt. We haven't seen him now in 7 months, and the last time we saw him was in New Japan. Where's he at? Where's Britt Baker? Where's Wardlow? Keith Lee. Keith Lee just in an interview saying, "I'm totally fine." Where's he?
Wardlow's doing American Gladiators.
Okay, fine. That's all fine and good. But, like, if you're on the main roster and you just vanish off the main roster and they just don't call you and they don't use you and they don't that's being benched, everybody. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and click that notify button. and you'll never miss a video again.